whenever you want.
They had to listen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I salute the flag of the state of New Mexico, to the symbol of perfect friendship among united cultures.
I have the invocation by Sheriff Cage.
Bow your heads, please. Lord, please continue to watch over us, your children, as we struggle to live our lives as you intended. Please continue to bless us with your mercy, your forgiveness, and your presence. Please continue to provide us with the means to live our lives with grace and dignity. Although we feel lately that times are tough or dark, we know nothing of true sacrifice. The sacrifice you made for us of your Son, Jesus Christ, who died and rose again so that we might live. Please continue to watch over us and guide us. In Christ's name we pray. Amen.
Amen. Amen.
Mr. County Manager.
Good morning, Commissioners. Good morning to everyone that's here with us. Commissioner Beard is stuck in traffic. Hard as that is to see around here, there's an accident out on the highway and he's stuck behind the closed road. So he'll be here as quick as he can. So, I don't have any written public comments, and I don't think there are any public comments from the audience, but if there are, please speak now. Seeing none, we'll move into the service awards. We have two service awards, both from detention, both for 5 years. Mr. Bobby Franco, 5 years. And his partner at the facility, Mr. Edgar Ailman, detention 5 years. And I apologize if I pronounced your last name incorrectly.
That's fine.
You tell us how to say it. Aleman. Congratulations, Mr. Aleman. Keep up the good work. Stay where you are.
Please.
5 years
Looking
later,
for another
it's like
5, huh?
a life
All right.
sentence.
Thank you very much.
I'm
We'll-
gonna take pictures.
I think we're good with what we have, huh?
Okay.
Yeah, okay. All right, we'll move into the trailing agenda. First item is the commission meeting minutes for June 1, 2021. Mr. Chairman.
Okay, do we have any questions or comments on commission meeting minutes for June 2021? No? Okay, having none, we'll entertain a motion that we approve commission meeting minutes June 2021.
I'll make that motion.
Motion second, please call for the vote.
Carlson,
Yes.
Cordova,
Yes.
Henry.
Yes.
McCutcheon.
Yes.
The next item is the expense approval report for May 2021.
Any discussion for the expense approval report? None? Having none, I'll entertain a motion we approve the expense approval report for May 2021.
So moved. Second.
Motion second, please call for the vote.
Carlson,
Yes.
Cordova,
Yes.
Henry.
Yes.
McCutcheon.
Yes.
The next item is the pause and clause implementation plan. We had a similar one last week from Noah's Ark, so this is just what they're going to do for the public service agreement we have with them.
Okay. Any discussion on pause and clause? You may say no. Having none, I'll entertain a motion that we approve the implementation plan for Pause and Clause Humane Society Spay and Neuter Assistance Program.
So moved.
Second.
Motion second, please call for the vote.
Carlson.
Yes.
Cordova,
Yes.
Henry.
Yes.
McCutcheon.
Yes.
Next item of business is approval of the election results from the fire board. Mr. Josh Mack.
Mr. Chairman, Commissioners, this is the election results from all the volunteer departments per our current policy. Just have your approval to move forward. At this time, we've given them 18 months to finish up all the training. So this is what's recommended by the departments, and we're okay with these people.
Okay. Any discussion on, election
Nope.
results?
Make a motion that we accept the vote.
Second.
Motion and second, please call for the vote.
Carlson,
Yes.
Cordova. Yes. Henry,
Yes.
Hutchins.
Yes.
And we don't need to sign that one, right? Okay. Next item is the, using fire excise funds to purchase uniforms for all members of the Eddy County Fire Rescue Organization. Mr. Mack.
Mr. Chairman, Commissioners, this is with the changes coming. We've had 2 funerals in the last 3 years and other events where we see that the members, you can't really tell where they're coming from, who they're with. We're trying to standardize and get a standardized uniform. We saw it as a better investment to do it as a large group because we can get a better discount. We're just not 100% on the cost. It will be for active members. That'll be one of the stipulations. You have to be active in the department to receive the uniform. It'll be some station wear, uniforms that they can wear when we go out in the community for public events, and then of course their dress uniform for high-level events.
Okay. Any discussion there? Having no discussion, I'll entertain a motion that we approve the fire excise fund to purchase uniforms for all members within the ECFR.
So moved.
Second.
Motion second, please call for the vote.
Carlson,
Yes.
Cordova. Yes. Henry,
Yes.
Hutchins.
Yes.
Thank you, Commissioners. There are 5 copies that, I don't know why there's 5, but there are. So if you'd each sign all 5 of those copies, please.
Josh
I
kind of
might
trying
have
to,
made 4 + 1.
Josh trying to steal the show today with, I mean, really here. I don't know.
The real show was last evening at the fire board meeting, and it went very, very well. I was very pleased. A lot of work and preparation to get that organized.
I gotta get better at fast signature.
Y'all have
Really
writers'
makes
cramp.
fun of me.
Whenever I start writing fast, I wanna sign F and P.
Cass makes fun of mine, so. Whereas Stevens is much better.
Stevens, I don't know how Steven got through school.
There'd be a lot of people with that same question.
Whose paper is this?
Just give it 100, it'll be all right.
Get him through, get him
That's right, they just didn't want me there anymore.
All right. The next item is the use of fire excise funds to encounter or purchase a multi-point inspection for all emergency vehicles in the Eddy County Fire Rescue Fleet. So there's 114 pieces of apparatus that would get an NFP level inspection, so we have a baseline.
So this is top to bottom, front to back, basically bumper to bumper, powertrain, suspension, everything like that, so we can get an evaluation of where these trucks are. It'll help us with establishing a replacement plan, and also to get some maintenance done if it needs to be done. Right now, the highest quote we have, I think, is like $40,000, so we should be well under the 100,000.
This is for all.
Every single truck that we have in the county, so. Something that we've never done before. We usually just get it whenever it has issues, so we're hoping this will prevent some of those issues and help bring our maintenance costs down.
The baseline will work a bit like the baseline road survey that was done. Here's, when they come back for new equipment, here's what we found on this inspection, here's its age, so it'll.
Makes us proactive rather than reactive.
Absolutely right.
Yes,
And one preventative measure can save the whole cost.
exactly.
So that's what they're looking to do.
Well, and it also establishes a baseline for all different departments. If somebody's wanting a new vehicle, you say, well, we've got grades for all the other vehicles, and we need to upgrade these other ones.
Helps us make a decision.
Yeah, we need to upgrade these vehicles with an F.
Right.
Rather than the ones with a C, I mean,
Yep.
so I think it helps us spend our money wisely. And, as we always talk about Miss Smith, I think this is important for her. She writes her property
Thank you
tax
for
checks.
doing that.
Absolutely. Thank you very much.
Great. That's the kind of thinking that we want.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So, and we can justify purchasing new vehicles very easily.
Yep.
So when we get,
I agree. I'll make a motion, we accept it.
Second?
motion is second, please call for the vote.
Carlson.
Yes.
Cordova.
Yes.
Henry.
Yes.
Hudson.
Yes.
Thank you, Commissioners. Same routine on this 60% excise fund request. Thank you very much. Thanks, Josh. The next item of business is to approve, this pains me, approve the safety net care pool certification for public funds fiscal year 2020, 2021, fourth quarter. Ms. Veronica,
Morning.
good morning.
So it's time for the fourth quarter recertification for the safety net care pool and approval for that. If you have any questions, I'm open to any.
Any comments, questions, discussion, inputs?
We have no way out.
No choice.
Okay. Veronica may be the only person that never gets anything denied up here. Like it always gets passed.
That is probably true. So those of you out there that need approvals, you might talk to
Yeah.
Ms. Veronica.
Yeah. See if Veronica can carry your, that's right. See if Veronica can carry your bill. It'll always get passed. Okay, entertain a motion that we approve safety, or do we have any discussion? No. I already asked that, I guess. Entertain a motion we approve safety net care pool certification of public funds for fiscal year 2020 and 2021 for quarter four.
So moved.
Motion second, please call for the vote.
Carlson.
Yes.
Cordova.
Yes.
Henry.
Yes.
Hudson.
Yes.
Thank you. The next item is Ms. Veronica's as well. Approval, disapprove of one indigent burial.
Okay, I am needing or seeking approval for this indigent burial with Las Cruces, one of the Las Cruces funeral homes. If you have any questions, I'm open to any.
No questions, comments, nothing? Okay, having none, I'll entertain a motion we approve one indigent burial for Veronica Parks.
So moved.
Second.
Motion second, please call for the vote.
Carlson.
Yes.
Cordova.
Yes.
Henry.
Yes.
Hudson.
Yes. Still 100%, Veronica.
Thank you.
Batting in the big league. All right, the next item is the resolution and agreement consent agenda.
Do we have any items to discuss, any items to pull prior to approval? Okay,
I make a motion, we approve.
Second.
having a motion and a second to approve the resolution and agreement consent agenda as presented. Please call for the vote.
Carlson.
Yes.
Cordova.
Yes.
Yes.
Hudson.
Yes.
Thank you, Commissioners. There are two resolutions in there that need all signatures. One is Resolution 2159, which is the location of the polling places, and they're marked for your signatures. And the second is Resolution Agreement A21-91, which is the Village of Loving Agreement, intergovernmental agreement, where Eddy County Fire Rescue will take on the responsibility for providing fire services, emergency service for the Village of Loving. Commissioner Carlson was part of that discussion and negotiation with Mayor Estrada from the Village of Loving, and the Village Council approved this last night at their council meeting, so you would also sign those.
Do we need to sign every
Everywhere that's flagged,
Just the first copy, because it looks like there's three, so each, okay.
thank you.
Do we have to do anything for the 30-30 program? We have to sign anything on that?
It'll be the chairman, so it's in your stack downstairs.
Yeah, appreciate that one.
Thank you very much.
I mean, about very much. I mean, I'll sign it. I'm not grateful that I have to sign it, but I am grateful that we have the opposition to the federal government's 30-30 program.
All right. The next item of business is department updates. Are there any departments that would like?
And just keep in mind, we're like a record time for a meeting here. I'm just throwing that out there before all the appointments. I just don't want to ruin our streak here. Just kidding. Kind of. I'm kidding.
Good morning, Mr. Chairman, Commissioners. I just wanted to give a quick update that the county will have a booth set up at the farmer's market this Thursday. We'll be out there the third Thursday of every month, and we'll have HR job postings out there. Fire services will be out there as well with some volunteer applications and information. Those T-shirts, because the Eddy County sign, the new welcome signs were such a big hit, we will have these T-shirts ready. I was hoping that they'd be ready today to show you, but they'll be out there if you want one. We've got sizes small through 2XL, so just let me know. I've already been talking to a lot of community members about it, and they are very excited to sport those T-shirts. So we're going to have those the third Thursday at the farmer's market every month. So if you guys are out and about, come by and say hi. And that's my quick update, because I want to keep the meeting short today.
Thank you. Maybe we could give these shirts out at our $100 bonus for getting your COVID shot too, because those are gnarly shirts. Yeah, I think they're awesome.
We did 297 vaccines yesterday at the clinic, at the event center. There was some comment about the incentive helping with that, but that was a good day. It was a busy day, so. But that movie ends Wednesday, according to the DOH.
How many would we have typically done on a Monday heretofore?
We've been averaging about 200, 180, between 180 and 220. So we maybe got another 100 folks in yesterday. I checked the statistics last night. Eddy County has 42.5% with their first vaccination and 35% of the population with their second vaccination. And the state was at 59.9 last night. So,
But they can just round it up.
Oh, no.
60. They
No,
would
that.
I
wanted.
think only Steven
Can't
says
do
it.
that.
I don't see any
I'm
others.
not in charge of the data, I just look at it.
Can't pledge the numbers.
But I think that'll come along, so, anyway. Mr. Burns.
Good morning, Chairman, Commissioners. In the spirit of being quick, or we're going for a record. We're dashed to the finish line on all our projects. I know we didn't get a financial update this morning, but we're planning on having everything that we have ongoing completed and paid by the end of the year. We're currently out on Hidalgo Road right now, and that one's going very well. Also, you probably saw we had some issues with one of our roads melting on Facebook. We did get that addressed, and we'll be looking into that. It's hot weather, oil don't mix, so we'll be all right. Any questions? Any concerns?
Get my signs picked up.
Sure did. Yes, sir. Yesterday
Thank you
afternoon.
very much.
Just a little more detailed report on the Thomason deal. It was just between Chapman and
Smedley.
Smedley. Okay.
So it was just that one section. We went out there and looked at it, and we're not sure if they got a bad batch of oil or if they started a little too early last year. We did that in the later part of 2020. So it's we're not sure, but we're working with them. The contractor went out and applied the rock, and it was our rock. So we're working together to try to make sure it's right, and then we'll go back out when we kind of slow down a little bit on both sides and, really go out there and fix it. We'll probably end up bow-magging that road and just re-chipping that small section.
Okay, can I suggest one thing?
Yes, sir.
There's the drag room that's still left out there.
Is there?
Yeah, can we drag that down both sides to pull some of the rock back into the road and to, you know, it's got some ripples, from pushing with the car tires. And if we'll take that drag room and just run it across there one more time,
Yes,
I
sir.
think it would help it immensely.
Yeah, we'll get that done, and just like I said, that's not our permanent fix. That's our, right now, catch it from melting.
Well, it just kind of pushing over to the side.
Right. No,
And then pull that rock back in, and a lot of it'll,
yes, sir.
But what you did is a temporary fix, is what
Right
you're
now,
saying.
yeah, it's
Did
a
you
temporary
guys,
fix.
did you guys core it?
What, sir?
Did you take a core on the road?
Oh, we could see it where it was peeling up. It was right down on the subgrade that we fixed.
Okay.
And I'd be a lot more worried about it if it was the entirety of the road that we did, but it's just like you said, that
Bad
was.
batch of oil or something, probably, yeah.
So we'll get out there and work with them and get that fixed here as soon as we get Hildoggo and a few of these others done.
but it took that rock really well.
Yes, it did. So, any other? Just to announce, we did break ground on the west loop at Hildoggo.
Terrific.
Awesome.
So it is now technically, officially underway.
Is Jerry gonna explode that for us all?
No, not yet. Wait till it's done. Thank you.
Thanks, Jason. Thank you, Jason.
It'll probably draw enough of its own attention.
Okay.
Yeah. So Jason has worked very diligently to make sure the things that we started in this current fiscal year are completed by the end of the fiscal year, and we get those monies expended. So a lot of heavy effort going on right now, a lot of activity, a lot of good activities. Mr. Mack.
Just two quick things. One thing is I want to thank the Permian Basin Road Safety Coalition. I'm actually going to try to get them to come to commission next month. They donated another first set of equipment to us, so that's a total of $160,000 over the last 2 years, in equipment that they've donated. And then also the tunnel to towers that was up in Artesia, if y'all got to go see it, it was really awesome. And Chief Hope told me that they had over 2,000 people through by Sunday, so I don't know what we ended up with that Sunday or Monday, but we're looking at bringing them back, and when we do, we're gonna try to partner with them to have them in Artesia for 4 days and then bring it to Carlsbad for 4 days. Hopefully we can push a lot of people through it, so. Thank you.
Fred.
Thank you.
Thank you. Any other department updates?
Yes, I just wanted to let you know that HR will be participating in the MTV radio job fair this weekend. And we do have our approved positions posted, and working on that. We'll be with Jerry on Thursday. Then we're just busy.
Thank you, Ms. Roxanne. Thank you. Any others? All right. We don't have any legislators here, and Mr. Fanning is on vacation, so we'll slide that to next meeting. The travel request consent agenda is the next item of business.
Any questions, discussion on the travel request consent agenda? Having none, entertain a motion that we approve the travel request consent agenda as presented.
So moved.
Second.
Motion second, please call for the vote.
Beard,
Yes.
Carlson,
Yes.
Cordova,
Yes.
Henry,
Yes.
Hudson.
Yes.
Thank you, Commissioners. We have no emergency business. Legislators and elected official comments.
Just very quickly, I'll be attending the NMC board meeting tomorrow and bring back some information for you in the next commission meeting. But we're on track, so
We're on track.
I'm out.
My comments, you know, we have a lot of folks out and about, hot weather. It's just something to pay attention to, stay hydrated. We want everybody to go home safe every day, and taking care of business. So appreciate all that is going on. Ms. Roberta and Ms. Jessica are out doing inventory this week, and so they'll get that wrapped up. They're very efficient, very effective in what they're doing. There's a lot of county assets to keep track of, and they're doing a great job in that regard. I just want to thank all of the departments. I know we don't always get around to each and every one, but the more that I'm engaged and involved, the more I realize how dependent each department is on another. We couldn't do it with just one department, right? We need everybody working together to make it work. And I think what shows outwardly from the county is being well received in terms of the customers that we serve. And you can kind of tell that from the comments that come back, filter back. I mean, there's always some need or some opportunity we have to address, but that's just part of a large organization, a large amount of service. So I really want to thank everyone for all that they're doing. It does make a difference. Your job's important, and we want you here at the county, and we want you to be satisfied in what you're doing. That'll help you stay. It's a good place to be. So thank you. Turn it to you, Mr. Chairman.
Okay, I guess Commissioner Cordova.
Just to piggyback on what you mentioned about the heat, it is very hot. Our Charlie sent out a really good email this week from the CDC about just hydrating, staying in the shade, cooling off, signs of heat exhaustion. So just stay safe as well.
I was gonna say the same thing, so, it's hot.
Shade up.
Shade, yeah.
Commissioner Cross.
I would like to say that Wes and I visited lots of areas last week to give everybody insight from our Arrowhead study. I think they were well received. We got to meet with several organizations and commissions, and also representatives and one senator, and they were very complimentary, and also very willing to help us.
I probably want them calling right there.
That was it.
Yeah, see?
And
doing all the good work.
and so we are going to be at the July meeting rolling out a resolution that we can carry with us to the different commissions and organizations that we address, so that we can get that, and then that will be forwarded on to the legislators and to the governor, so that they know that we do have good support throughout the state. And so I thought that went really well.
If you don't mind, Mr. Chairman, Commissioner Carlson's being a little modest. After their visit, Mr. Tabor received a call from county attorney that represents 6 counties over there, where they were visiting, asking for a draft resolution of support. So
He was impressed.
yeah, very well received.
Oh, and one of the things that I did, one of the organizations that we did address and do our presentation to had one of the guys representing the wind energy, and he, after I'd done my presentation, he stood up and said, "These guys are exactly correct. The wind energy can be an enhancement to the oil and gas industry. It'll never be a replacement for the oil and gas industry," which I thought was very timely and
A big compliment.
a big compliment to what we were saying.
Especially given the letter from 24 state legislators to the president that sort of dismissed some of those points. But that was followed up after I shared that with the commission 2 weeks ago. 39 state legislators responded in force with what my perception is the reality of the situation. I thought they did a very good job. Trying to remember who probably drafted that. Larry Scott, I think, was the author of most of that. So.
One of the things that I thought was very interesting was one of the Democratic legislators, state legislators, stood up and said that that the oil and gas industry, that she agreed with everything we said, and that the oil and gas industry has a lot of support with the legislators in rural areas, because they seem to better understand the need for the monies coming to their communities from the oil and gas industry, and they seem to be very supportive of that.
Outstanding. Thank you.
Thank you, Ernie.
Commissioner Beard.
Well, I guess I should apologize for being late, but it was circumstances a little beyond my control. I got stuck in traffic behind a pretty gruesome accident about halfway between here and White City. But let that go. I was going to pull and tie this in what you're talking about, the 30-30 deal. That's a great resolution, but we need more than a resolution. This stuff's been going on, this mindset and these people since cattle free in '93. I think your dad will probably remember that. We beat it back then, and it's different people, but it's the same mindset. It ties in to the same folks that are pushing the anti-oil and gas up and down that Rio Grande corridor, and 3 counties in particular that I've been talking a lot about, Bernalillo, Santa Fe, and Donna Ana. I think we need more than a resolution. We've got lodger's tax money. We need some kind of advertising campaign to educate the folks over there. You know, that we over here in Lizardville are supporting, you know, most of the rest of the state with our revenue. This stuff's important, and I don't think it's getting through. It's getting through to some of the senators, and, you know, and just like, you know, Donna Ana took you off the agenda to get over there and make your point. That's where the population is, and that's what we're dealing with. I think some kind of concerted advertisement, you know, if it's me, back the old days of being a political guy, I'm thinking a full-page advertisement in the newspapers. That doesn't work anymore, I realize that. But we need to do something significant to advertise who we are and what we are. And we need to make it known to somebody outside of county bodies, outside of the legislature, that this is going to affect the whole state, that this stuff's not going to work. I mean, we need to spend some money and get this done. I mean, maybe some kind of a concerted effort with some of the other counties nearby, but something needs to get out there to the people, not just to the powers that be, because like I say, they write us off as the lizard people over here from southeast New Mexico. Ha, 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 we'll get their money anyway, and they go on. So anyway, I'll let it go there.
Well, I think too, I'd like to interject a little bit, is one of the things too that not only are we talking to the legislatures and the commissions, we are also talking to several of the civic organizations. Even though the people like Donna Ana County wasn't willing to keep us on the agenda, some of the civic organizations within Las Cruces and other areas are willing to listen to us. And so I'm not sure that that isn't a better audience all around, because you get all the civic leaders into it, other than just a few of the elected leaders.
The more I'm seeing, the more I like what you're doing, and I think we need to even push it farther, harder. Paid advertising.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I've always thought we needed to insert in the Sunday Albuquerque Journal. I think that we ought to take the lodger's tax and spend the lodger's tax on advertising our area and our industry. And I think that obviously the oil and gas is a big part of that for the whole state. And if the elected bodies won't listen to us, then I agree with you 100%. We need to have that advertisement as inserts in the paper that goes out to everybody. I mean, we need to target on social media a video that represents the oil and gas industry and what it does show that, and I think that when we do those things, and we got the money to do it, through lodger's tax, and it benefits all of Eddy County and all of southeast New Mexico.
If they take our advertisement in the Albuquerque Journal, I'm on, so.
They don't have a choice. I mean,
Yeah.
when we do the insert, I'm not talking about putting in the paper, I'm talking about having the insert in the Sunday paper. And if there's one paper that people read, usually if nothing else for the comics, it's the it's the Sunday paper.
So not coincidentally, we are working with an agency to develop that message that would, to Commissioner Beard's point, reach out to the people, and a message that would resonate with them about industry in general in Eddy County and what Eddy County represents in that regard, so that we're not here's a pro oil and gas comment, I'm gonna quit listening. We're working with a group that's well versed in this. There'll be some surveys that go out through social media that help hone and refine the message, and then once we have that message, then we can begin the campaign. It honestly is a campaign.
Yes.
As if you were being elected, it's a campaign of message. And so we've contracted with a company. We, in our resolution and agreement consent agenda, you approved the modification of that existing agreement to where it's just the county. So that's in motion, so.
Sorry. Awesome. No, appreciate it. I mean, we have ruined the 30-minute meeting, but it was well worth the discussion. So,
Fred
I
didn't
think
know we were
that's
on
time.
a mission, but.
That's time, well, it's time well spent. It was time well spent. Commissioner Crossland's comment, Commissioner Beard's comments, those are all very important things. I really have no comments. Do appreciate fire services for being proactive in their, in your assessment of your mechanical items, all your vehicles and everything like that. Appreciate that. I think that's a wonderful step in the right direction where we want to go. So appreciate all the other departments. And that's
Mr. Chairman, if you'd indulge me one more time, I mentioned it at fire board meeting last night, but the governor issued an executive order late yesterday afternoon related to fireworks, and because of the drought, suggesting she has no authority to put a ban in place, but she was strongly suggesting that municipalities and local governments consider those provisions. As I mentioned at the fire board, I'm not sure that's something that this body has interest in, but I make mention of it. We're in a pretty serious drought. We did get a little moisture a few weeks ago. There wasn't a lot of fuel to start with. Maybe there'll be a little bit more now. Hopefully the cattle will get it before the fireworks do, so, anyway.
Well, I say we celebrate the birth of our nation, the independence of our nation.
Absolutely agree. And I think people are ready for that, so.
Josh, can you keep all the fires put out if we send up a whole bunch of fireworks? Because we're going to do it. So
Yeah. Last 4 years, we've never been fireworks, is all we do. We promote the week before, 2 weeks before, we just ask people to be safe, go out into open areas. I'm all for it. We
Okay.
haven't had any problems. Usually when we tell people not to do something, we have lots of problems. Or when they can't do something, they'll do it.
Well,
So it's easier to work
it's better in a controlled environment than it is everywhere.
Absolutely right.
in the words of Master Shifu, how is it, Shifu? Shifu, yeah. You often find your destiny on the road you take to avoid it. So let's not avoid it. Let's just go. All right, so are we using,
Yes, we're supporting
good, okay.
both cities in their celebrations, so,
Want to make them bigger and better?
I think this one's gonna bust at the seams.
Good.
I pity their planning group. They are buried. There is something going on every hour for 3 days.
Well, since everybody down the Rio Grande corridor loves Zoom meetings so much, maybe we should Zoom it so they could enjoy fireworks too. So,
I'll make that suggestion to the mayor.
okay.
We have no executive session needs today, so the last item of business is adjournment.
I'll make a motion.
Motion second, please call for the vote on the 40-minute meeting.
Carlson,
Yes.
Cordova,
Yes.
Henry,
Yes.
McCutcheon.
Yes, 40 minutes.
Thank you all.
Big deal.
Commissioners.
Thank you.